The rolly, baby.
Let's go!
Show it, show it, show it, show it.
Let's go!
Ah, yeah.
I'm not flexing,
You're just saying, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
Pasa el tiempo pero de momento a poco, oh, oh. Si sigues con ese seguro mi mente choco.
Alright guys, so in this short case study / interview, I'm gonna show you how Veli went from being a van driver in the UK to getting into appointment setting, hitting 10K months, traveling to Dubai, getting his dream car, getting watches, and just living the life that he always wanted to live. So we're gonna talk about how he got into setting, some of the roadblocks he faced, some practical tips you can start taking today on how you can get into the space as well, and how he was able to achieve everything he was able to achieve. So let's get into the video. Take me back before you started appointment setting. How did your life look like, and what was your overall situation like? How did your days go by?
So let me go back in 20. I'm not gonna go that back, but let me go back in 2020. I was working on a pack house, basically 8 to 12 hours a day. After that, I've jumped to van driver. For the people who doesn't know, I was living in UK and working 7 days a week, around 9 to 11 hours driving that van. You know how it's in other countries, we have to basically make it. I don't have the choice to work 2-3 hours per day. And yeah, my average day was woke up at 6, my shift was starting at 7, have a coffee, drive all day, come back home, play video games. I'm not gonna lie, like I guess every single boy was playing video games back in the day before to realize that his life actually has to change in some point. And yeah, the day was passing, the years was passing, and I was like, oh man, cool, I'm nearly 30. Like, what am I doing? And then I found out about appointment setting. And when that was 2022, I think, when I reached out to you, I was like, yo, bro, I know you. I've seen what you're doing. Like, how you doing it? Like, can I actually do it as well? And then, like, how everything started.
And when you found out about it through me, did you have any experience before that, like in setting or in sales in general?
None, bro. Like, I am the guy who doesn't. I know social media. Like, for me, social media was just post stories to look cool in front of the people back home,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like, let me be clear. I found out that actually Facebook is a platform where you can do paid advertising. I had no clue about social media, about appointment settings, sales, nothing.
So what actually happened that you decided, okay, this is enough, and I need to change basically? Like what made you get into that mindset of I just need to do something now? Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, as you can see, the world is moving way too fast, and people like me, they're getting replaced. Like, I will give you example as with the AI. AI is replacing so many people. And I was like, okay, cool, bro. I'm driver now, but let me see my life. How do I see my life in the next 10 years? Probably I'm gonna be replaced. Either way, I learn something online to make money online. Either way, I'm gonna be left behind. Probably I will be able to work some kind of a job, but that's not what I want. On the end of the day, kids are making money with the same skill that I have and that the skill that you teach me. I was like, okay, if they can do it, I'm not that stupid. I can do it as well. And I was like, I have to change. Definitely, something has to change in my life. Otherwise, I will be on the same position in the next 30 years. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. Watching random guys and complaining online why they have this and why they have that, why I don't have it.
And when you first heard about this, because like you said, it was new for you, it was the first time you ever even realized this is possible. What were your initial thoughts? Were you like worried about something initially when you were getting started? Like what was going through your head?
The first thoughts was like, is this actually real? Because like, when you see someone saying you can just text messages from your phone and getting paid like 10K a month, I'm like, bro, I can do that, but is that actually real?
Mm.
And once I started, I saw like, okay, cool. There is actually people who are getting hit with thousands of messages, and this is where we come. And we have to manage that. I was like, okay, cool. This actually is real, you know? So I went like deeper research, and I thought, okay, this is actually real. Let me call the guy and see what he can explain and how he can teach me and what in like how we can start the whole process of learning the skill, you know?
Yeah. And starting the process, like walk me through how did you actually start? Like what was step one for you? Going from like nothing, you don't know anything, like what was step one for you?
First step was my mindset. My mindset was 9 to 5, which is nothing wrong. On the end of the day, we have to make money. But I was like, okay, let me fix my mind first and walk through the way and watch you what you're doing. And once I get my mind right, then I will start to learn the other things because that's the essentials. You know, you can't build the house from the roof to the bottom. You know, you have to build first the I don't know how they say it,
The
but
foundation, yeah, the
yeah, you
foundation.
have to build a foundation and then you have to, build the rest. The first step was my mindset. It took me around 2 weeks. I wouldn't lie that I had doubts every single day. Is that actually gonna work? Is it not gonna working? Like where I'm gonna find clients? And when you go through the process, you see that is not many people who actually does this, and there is so many people who looking for people like us to do this to do the job.
Yeah, the only yeah, I would add here, like yeah, that it's still quite new. There are people that want to do this and that offer this as like a service, right? They want to do setting for somebody and message and manage their DMs. But the thing is, most people suck, bro. Like
Yeah.
most people, even me as a manager, I've like interviewed like hundreds of setters, and most of them, they're not a fit. Like either their mindset's fucked, or their skill set's fucked, or both. There's always something like that's going to be very hard for me to fix as a coach and as a like a manager. And if you like you said, if you have the right mindset, if you're
Definitely.
just a bit above average, you stand out very easily in this space because the competition for the most part is really really bad.
Oh yeah, definitely. How I said, the mindset is the step one that you have to take. The people saying, there is a saying basically, you can change a person, but if the person doesn't want to change himself, you can't help that guy. It's basically a waste of your time. And I'm
Yeah.
100% on that. That's why when someone is talking to me about new ideas and all of that, I'm like, okay, the idea it's cool, but the guy, his mindset is away from that idea, you know?
So how did you in the beginning, like how did you find your first opportunity? And then we can go into like how things changed for you, how you progressed, how much money you made, but how did you find your first opportunity and what was it like?
So it's a funny thing, I was like, I reached out to you and I was like, okay, cool. Let me see how can I learn and what this guy can teach me, Alec. And funny fact, my brother was actually building his first info product, and he was like, learn the skill. I know Alec as well. He's a good guy, and he obviously got thousands of results. Make sure he will teach you the proper way, and once the info is ready, you can be a setter, for myself, for basically for him. I was like, okay, cool. So we went to the training. I've learned the essentials, how I've said in the beginning, got my mindset right, and basically I started working for my brother. Obviously, we are brothers, but on the end of the day, I was on commission.
Yeah, so for you it was more like a natural progression. Like the timing is like just the timing the way it was is when you learn setting, your brother was also building his business
Yeah.
and he needed a setter to handle his DMs, but you didn't get any special treatment. Like
No,
you were still
bro.
commission based. You were basically working for like a regular business. It just happened to be your brother in this case.
Yeah, that's a rule between us. Business is business, like family is family. Because if you mix both of them, you're gonna be okay. These guys had some privilege and all that.
Yeah.
Business is business, family is family.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like if you didn't know how to set or if he couldn't trust you with setting, he
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
hire in the first place. So you still had to go through the process. Just because you're his brother, if you didn't have the right skills, he would not hire you and like risk losing a bunch of money just because you're his family. You know?
yeah. Of course. I mean, if he hires someone who doesn't know what to do, like he's losing money. Just the logically doesn't make sense to hire me if I don't have the skill, you know.
So let's talk about results. Like you start setting for your brother in the beginning. His offer was still kind of new. So how much were you making your first like 1 to 3 months, and then how much, like how did you progress? What was your highest month? How many calls you were booking? Like what were your numbers in general? How did you progress?
My first, let me just say, my first week, I'm not even lying, I have it documented, and you know as well. My first day was 7K, which is in USD, that's around
3.5.
3.5, something like that. My first day on as a setter, you know.
Yeah, but
And
this is you closed 7K. You didn't make 7K, just to be clear.
yeah. I didn't make 7K, but I closed 7K, you
Yeah.
know.
So how much was that in commission for you for that day?
Commission, well, let me just, I'm on 50%. How much is that? 7K minus 15%. That's
Like 1K.
1K, bro. My first day was 1K. So multiply that by 30 days because I was doing it 7 days. I
Yeah.
felt in love with the thing that I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
You can do the math. And that was my first day. First month we closed around 60K USD, which was not the highest. The second month I think was around 80, 85. And the third month was the highest month, which was 100K. That's where we hit 100K, which was insane. So in commission, that's, bro, I don't know. My math is bad. Apologies for that, but let me just see. So 100K minus 15%. That's
Yeah.
15,000 per month.
Yeah.
That's just texting. I'm texting from my laptop, obviously, but just texting and making bookings online, it's insane. I mean, I don't know how I didn't know about this skill 6, 7 years ago.
And let's be clear, like if you're a setter and you're just starting out, maybe you won't be making 15K in your first few months. Like
Of
this is, I
course.
would say, like this is an exception. Doesn't mean it's not possible, but that shouldn't be your expectation. But at the end of the day, I want to show you what's possible and people that have been through the steps and the journey. And you may do, even if you do like half of what he did, or even 30%, that's still like 5K per month, 8K per month. And compared to what you're making now and the lifestyle you live now, that's still probably way better. How did that feel, considering that like a few months ago you were in the UK in the rain, you were driving and like delivering packages all day? How did that feel? All of a sudden you're working online, you're working with your brother, you're making money, and like how did your life change?
Bro, first of all, I'm coming back to the mindset. You're probably going to hear that a lot. You know, there is a limit in your mind where you've seen people actually doing it online, hitting that amount of money, but actually making that amount of money and moving this, like just climbing the ladder to there
Yeah.
and getting that much money in your bank account. My first thought was like, I don't know what to do with this money. I felt I'm immortal, you know? I felt like I can do whatever I want. I've done it, obviously. I mean, it's stupid to don't do it. Obviously, it's going to be a point where you're going to be like, okay, I have this much money. Let me enjoy a little bit. But the feeling is, I can't even describe. You feel freedom. You feel like you're out of the, I wouldn't say out of the system, but you feel, yeah, I would say freedom, man. Like the feeling is absolutely amazing because the first thing I was doing, I opened my bank account in the morning and I see I have that much money. I'm like, okay, cool. I can actually go and relax now. I don't have to worry about rent. I don't have to worry about food and all of that essentials. And I don't have the stress where if I'm sick today, probably my boss will kick me out. I mean, phenomenal.
And what about like some of the struggles? Because obviously, even when you start making money, it's not like your life is suddenly fixed. And I don't wanna, like with setting, there's still ups and downs. So
Yeah.
what were some of the struggles you went through, even if you were making money like over the years? What were some like of your lows? How did you deal with that? And what were the things that you had to go through to kind of grow as you progress?
I was in some point emotionally attached to the business that I was working for. And that was mindset again, because on the end of the day, my job was to book calls, and I was pissed off when I text with, let's say, 300 people, and I have like 2 3 calls booked, which is, in some point you're in your life, you will be, bro, I'm not doing enough, which everybody probably will go through that. 100%, I guarantee you that. But on the end of the day, there is days where it's gonna be, you're gonna have like, let's say, 15 books, booked calls. You have 5, you have none, and you'll be like, you will feel the doubt in yourself. What wrong I've done? Why I'm doing it? You're gonna start analyze yourself. Where do you make mistakes? What mistake you've done? Which is a mind problem. Let's say if you have KPIs and if you follow them, if the input is there, eventually there is a days where you're not gonna have any book calls. That's
Yeah.
just that's the game. You shouldn't feel uh okay, I'm not doing enough, because if you start feeling on that way, your progression is going down straight away. I've seen it with myself. I was okay, let me, when you start, chatting with so many people and you're trying to push a lot of calls, you start making stupid little mistakes, which will cost you that call. If the input is there, the outcome will come for sure.
Yeah, it's like the gym, bro. Like you can
Oh yeah, definitely.
you can expect to hit like a PR every day, and even if you try, you'd probably get injured. But as long as you're doing what you need to do, you hit your food, you rest, you do your cardio, your whatever, your workout routine. Like what matters is over time, over a period of, let's say, like 30 days, 90 days, 6 months, are you going like this and then like that? Or are you going like steadily up and down, which is normal, and that's how it should, like it should be trending upwards, but small dips here and there are completely normal and expected.
Yeah, yeah, of
Think you
course.
have to be
Like,
perfect all the time, you're just gonna quit.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Other tips I can give to people, they should definitely have. I'm just speaking from mistakes that I've done. Definitely has to have clock in and clock out. You should follow that routine for sure.
Mm.
Otherwise, short term it's cool, but long term your mind is gonna be, you're gonna destroy your mind. If you I can tell you my routine: wake up at 8, have a coffee until 9. Thanks to the Lord that I'm alive. Thanks to the universe that I had that opportunity to make money, and then start my day until 8, 8, 10, 10 past 8 I was done. Then enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yeah, that's true. Usually what I tell people is, like, let's say you have a day where you get a lot of momentum. Let's say like I have a lot of live conversations, I'm booking calls. On that day, if let's say usually I stop at 8, right? That's my cutoff time. But I would make an exception if I catch like really strong momentum, and if I feel like, okay, if I go for another like 30 minutes to an hour, it's not that bad, but that can allow me to book an extra 2 3 calls and make an extra like $300 400 the next day. In that case, I would do it. But
Yeah,
for the most part, I would say you need to, like you said, be disciplined and have time where you're not thinking about work, because with setting, the more calls you book, the more money you make. But sometimes, like, you want to be online all day, so you book more calls, but you can burn out. And again,
definitely.
the goal is not to push 20 calls one day and then burn out and do 0 calls for 2 weeks. The goal is to, if you can do like 3 5 calls per day consistently, you're gonna make way more and you're gonna feel way better about the process than if you push for like a few big days in a month and then the rest you're just fucked.
Yeah, 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 definitely, definitely.
For you personally, where you're at right now, where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, the life is moving quick, as I said in the beginning. If we don't adapt, we're gonna get left behind. Probably move out from Europe, that's for sure. Have a nice car, get the things that I want to buy. We can start talking about materialistic things. I have some, I'm not gonna flex here, but on the end of the day, when you make money online, you have to treat yourself. Otherwise, why do you work for? You have
Tell
to
him, bro.
spend that, you
Tell
know.
him. What did you get? Tell him.
Come on, quick flex, guys. You know, quick flex.
All
And
right.
it's real. I can get the card from the box and I can show you the box. It's not from AliExpress. Come on, you
Yeah.
know. And yeah, enjoy the life and you know, just build what I have at the moment and expand. Probably free my time a little bit more and start investing in something else and have a kids, wife. I don't know if that's possible, but we will see. And yeah, guys, that's the plan for sure.
And what advice do you have for people looking to get into the space? Maybe they're unsure, or maybe like they're just hesitant for whatever reason, or maybe they're excited but just don't know how to start. Like, what advice would you give them?
The advice that I can give is take the chance. Don't doubt yourself because thinking that maybe you can start is not gonna set your life that you want. That's for sure. Just take the action. That's the first thing that I can say. The worst thing that you can do if you think about it, it's gonna be the guy who is thinking about it in the next 20 years, and your friend is gonna succeed and he's gonna be here and you're gonna be here, you know? Just take the action. Is that simple. Just if you wanna do it, you're not gonna lose anything. On the end of the day, you will learn skill that can actually make you money. And how I've said, we are moving to the digital world, and if you don't have skill in the next 10 years to do something online, you're cooked. Like, I'm actually honest. The people can actually Google it by themselves. How many people being replaced of their normal job, you know? That's what I can give them as advice. Chase their dream for sure. And set nice life goals and chase that as well. Everything is possible if you put the right time in the right thing. I would say everything works if you put the right time on that skill. And come on, every single person has a phone and every single person is chatting every single day, just nonsense things, you know? And you
Yeah,
can text
it's
like,
not like we're asking them to build a fucking rocket ship.
yeah, bro,
If you're using your phone every day and you're texting your friends every day, if you don't think you can do this, then
you retard.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Like, you don't need to show your face. You don't need to speak to people like face to face. You don't need to sell. You has to be where you from, what you do, X, Y, and Z. Okay, this is my current. This is the current. I just send the link. Make. That's it. Like that is it's simple as that. I don't know how else I can explain it. You know.
If you can do that, this is pretty much the same thing. Then like probably nothing is gonna work for you, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah, if you're that retard, yeah, bro. I mean, and let's be real, people, because I'm 31, you know. Back in the day, I had to go and call the guy, yo, bro, let's go out. I had to go to his place, you know. Now everything is digital. Everything is digital. You
Yeah.
have the opportunity is there. As long as you take, how I've said, take the step. You're not gonna lose anything. What are you gonna lose? That actually is nothing to lose. And when people say it's not gonna work out, it's not this, it's not that, bro. Have you tried? You can't say it's not gonna work out if you haven't tried. So I tried, and
Here we are.
here we are here. Oh, the next interview will be where I get my car. And you know what car I'm gonna get? You're gonna get the same, I know.
What is it, bro?
Come on, bro.
I know
GT3
what it
RS. GT3 RS, man. Black series, you know?
He's saying nice car, but he drives a Porsche already. Like he has
Oh
a
yeah, let me just see something, man.
he forgets he drives a Porsche sometimes, but he does actually drive a fucking Porsche, bro.
I drive the Porsche. It's not the best,
Look
it's
at-
not the newest one, but I was driving Ford K. Ford KA. That car was 1,000 pounds, 1.2 liter, small, small tiny car. And I moved. That's one of the car. Then I was driving S4, Audi S4 I had. I had a S63 Mercedes, and then I moved to the Porsche Panamera. And the other, people say once you jump on a Porsche, you're never gonna go back to something else. That's actually the reality. And the next one is GT3 RS. I'm gonna get that for sure. I have it on my, on my bucket list.
Yeah, guys, so this is Veli's story. We're going to be uploading a lot more in person stories of different people and their journey. But if you want to get into appointment setting, if this is something you've considered or you're curious how it works, you can book a call in the description below with me and see if this is something that's a fit and is aligned with your goals. Or if you want any advice, you can also message me on Instagram. I've left the link down below, and I'll talk to you in the next video.